That's what makes it great.
Yeah. All right. Let's, what is this? All right. Warriors, 888-957-9570.
You asked me a question.
Yeah, I asked you a question about the front court. That was before Love told me to go to break a minute early. TJD, Draymond Green front court. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it works against certain matchups. I do like the high-low matchup when offensively. Let's go offensively. You're going to have Draymond Green at the top of the key, okay? So who are the other guys that are going to be with them? Is it going to be Wiggins, Clay, Steph? Because I think that works against some lineups. Where it gets a little clunky for me is when teams sag off of Draymond and they're sagging off of TJD, and you don't have TJD as a high pick and roller. I do believe that lane can get very, very, very clogged.
Yeah.
And then it allows that free runner who's not guarding Draymond to be able to double and sag off of things. So now all those guys coming off of screens, you're not getting clean looks off those screens, off those staggers. Guys are already hedging and jumping them. So it really is matchup dependent for me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But I like it. I mean, there are points in the game where I like what I'm seeing. I think TJD's hands have been the biggest revelation for me watching him this year.
I think it's funny you bring up his hands. We mentioned this on the postgame show, and I asked Fezzi this. Said his hands for a rookie. Now, I know he played 4 years in Indiana, but I don't ever see him fumble the ball or fumble the ball or lose a ball. His hands are like vice grips. He gets his hands on that basketball, he catches it, and he knows what to do with it. It's rare that you see him drop a pass.
And he finishes around the rim with both hands really well. For a guy that's not huge, I mean, he's tall relative to the NBA, but relative to his position, he's not a large guy. Yeah. But he finishes with both hands very well around the rim.
Does.
And I like him. I think TJD's a keeper. There's no question about it. Is that something you can do against hypothetically, you're playing the Lakers, okay? And they've got Anthony Davis. No, I don't think that works against Anthony Davis.
Matchup dependent.
Yeah, I think against Anthony Davis, you want to spread them out, and you want Anthony Davis to have to move more. And this is where it's really incumbent on Draymond to have a game like he had last night against a team like the Lakers, because then that forces Anthony Davis out from the key. You saw it last year. When he's able to pack into the paint and he doesn't have to move, it allows him to help everyone. He can shot defend around the rim. He can block guys. You have to draw him away from the hoop. And I think having TJD and Draymond against that team in particular, I don't think I love that. But maybe I'm wrong.
No, that's a good point. It's not about being right or wrong, Shasky. Always remember that.
But I'm open to being
that's a fair take, because I think I'm with you there. Because TJD right now, the next step for him, we always talk about the next step for Pods and the next step for Kuminga. The next step for TJD is to develop a nice little 10, 15-foot little mid-range jumper if he can, because people are going to sag off him.
Yeah.
They're trying to play him going to the rack. He does have a soft touch around the rim, but against Anthony Davis, because I think about the Lakers, you may have to see them at some point. And we all remember that second-round series last year where whether it was Looney or Draymond or JaMychal Green, who JaMychal Green had the one game and then flamed out there. Remember him?
But he spaced it.
He spaced the floor. You had to guard him. But that is a fair point. AD will sag off in the paint and just play them. So that's tough. And then Draymond to play the other guy, that is a little tough.
So here's where I'm going with this. If they play the Suns, though, in this one-game scenario, I might be more inclined to try that lineup out.
Against Nurkic?
Yeah.
The Suns will start. Who will they start? Beal, Booker,
even though
Durant.
Nurkic is not the greatest defender and maybe having more shooting on the floor provides more space, but where's Kuminga at that point, health-wise? This is why I think they're all interconnected. The more and more I think about it, look, the Suns present their own unique set of problems. But if you're asking me, Lakers or Suns in a one-game scenario, I think I'm leaning Suns. Yeah,
I hear you. Suns are struggling though, man.
That's I don't.
Yeah.
Look, I don't want to see. I would rather be in a position where I wouldn't have to have the season on the line in a one-game scenario. But it feels like that's the only opportunity they're going to have right now. And so I'm looking at it and I'm saying, boy, the Lakers would be just the worst possible matchup because of AD.
Well, yeah, AD is a problem. AD is a problem. By the way,
LeBron, look at the LeBron numbers the last couple of years against the Warriors. They're not the Warriors have not slowed him down.
You see what's on our television screen?
Why are you doing that to me? It's the Super Bowl.
Wait, did we change text lines?
We did.
Oh.
It's the Xfinity mobile text line.
Oh, it's not the
Shout out to
Comcast
them.
business text line no more?
Yeah, it changed really quickly.
When?
Over the weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't get an alert for that. Shout out to the Xfinity mobile text line. We're
So,
like 5 times a day.
Yay!
Like 5 times a day. Thanks for the reminder, guys. I'm throwing everybody under the
We
bus
thought
today.
the legal is the perfect time to do that.
All
so
right, you're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM and HC1 San Francisco. Don't forget that you can also watch us every single day.
It's time for you to do the legal.
I love
on
that.
YouTube and Twitch
God, I
streams.
love that.
Just log on and search 95.7 The Game. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel while you are there. Brought to you by First NorCal Credit Union. Upgrade your savings dividend. Open a First NorCal First Class money market today. And you can now download the Odyssey app directly from our YouTube and Twitch pages as we have added the QR code on both pages. So now I'm curious. Shout out to the Xfinity mobile text line. Maybe I'm alone in this. But when I log off Friday from the station, I don't look at the emails until maybe Monday afternoon.
You're not alone.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, you're not
All
alone
right.
in
But I was looking at my Gmail. I didn't see Xfinity anywhere.
It's okay. I'm looking at just the 7, 8, 9, 10, and obviously 11 Houston Rockets who lost, which was thank goodness. The Kings losing Malik Monk is huge, right? They to me feel like a vulnerable team. All these teams feel very vulnerable. So let me just preface that. Like, there's a reason all these teams are in the box. But like losing Malik Monk, you're losing a big spark off the bench for that team. He has been and he's a Warrior killer. Like, he's crushed the Warriors at times. I look at the Suns. I don't know what to make of them. I really don't. I don't want to face Booker and KD in a one-game scenario, but at the same time, like, they feel very vulnerable. Like, I don't have a lot of faith in them. And they've only been together for a short period of time. Like, just look at the games logged between Beal and KD and Booker. And, like, they don't have a lot of synergy. And then I look at the Lakers, and it's like, I think they're very flawed, but I've seen them play this Warrior team, and they present a certain set of problems in terms of their size. The only time the Warriors have really, like, there's that one game that they went off. They should have won the game. They ended up losing. But, like, when AD went off the floor, totally different game. Felt like a totally different game for the Warriors.
They beat the Lakers one time without LeBron James.
That one feels like I have to throw that out the window.
So
Am I wrong?
We'll see next Tuesday. We'll see next Tuesday. When the Warriors
and I'm not dismissing the Rockets right now because, like, the Rockets.
Well, I'm gonna dismiss the Rockets. I'm gonna dismiss them.
You think so?
Yeah, I am. I think so. I'm not worried about the Rockets
at all.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I still have a little bit of.
I'm there with Draymond. I'm not worried about their.
Well, I have a little bit of worry.
They played their hot streak. They had their hot streak. They won 11 in a row. They got humbled yesterday.
I just look at it like the Warriors are one.
They got
turned ankle away from being in a tough spot.
Did you guys see the shot Luka had yesterday at the 3-point line?
Yes.
The underhanded, like, are you kidding me?
The underhanded.
Luka's had a great week.
No, he's having a tremendous week. He's seen the Warriors twice this week.
When he was like, he should have drafted me against the Kings.
Well,
and now this. I mean,
no doubt.
He's having a hell of a week.
He's had a hell of a year, Shasky. He's having a hell of a year.
Yeah.
This guy is unbelievable.
I
mean, he's probably going to come in second place in the MVP voting. Look at Doncic. What? Are you crazy?
Steiny says, I'm having a hell of a year. Is that what you're saying to me, Spadoni?
That's a his whole deal. Real quick. You're talking about, like, the Suns and you'd rather face them and stuff like that. Their schedule right now, it might not be the craziest thing. If you look at all the schedules, Kings, Lakers, Suns, that's what the Suns have coming up. At New Orleans, home to the Cavs. They just got Donovan Mitchell back. Then they're home against the Timberwolves, Pelicans, Clippers, at Clippers, Kings, Timberwolves.
And then I look at the Kings.
That's a tough
hold on.
Right
Let's stick on the Suns for a second before we move on to the Kings. I got the Kings schedule up, but just on the Suns. Now, on paper it looks tough. OKC has to play for the number 1 seed, so that's going to be a tough game.
And I feel like Shea is trying to go for the MVP as well.
No doubt.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe they do something different.
But the Clippers, I think they're vulnerable. It feels like they played their best basketball.
Second worst defensive rating since the All-Star break.
It feels like they played their best basketball. And right now, Dallas is 5. Just think about that. Dallas is just in the box. They're now 5.
Clippers have.
If they played the Clippers, they played the Clippers in a series. I'm taking the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh, in a series, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
You're going through the schedule.
I'm going to just take this the way they're playing, the form that they're playing with.
I just don't believe. I've never believed in the Clippers, but keep going.
Yeah, so that's all I was going to say. Like, I know they're winning a couple games here and there, and they're trying to get healthy, but something's amiss with the Clippers. Something's off, very off. So I wouldn't And look who they
got podcast-itis.
Yeah, they do have podcast-itis. But number one, they beat the Sixers by 1 point. No Embiid. And we know the Sixers have been struggling.
Embiid coming back this week.
Woj. Yep, against OKC. They beat the Magic by 3. That's a good win. We all saw Orlando, though. They can't shoot. They're shooter.
It really is
away.
Incredible how poorly they shoot. When you watch it, you're like, wow.
Yeah, 3 for 20.
I mean, no, it's bad.
It's bad.
And they're all trying to get to the lane.
And they played the Walgreens Hornets. Like, Willie and I started calling. So
why are you calling them the Walgreens Hornets?
So when
Tell
the Warriors,
me this joke.
So here's the joke. The Memphis Grizzlies, when the Warriors last played the Memphis Grizzlies, the Grizzlies had 11 players on their injury report. Their injury report was longer than the CVS receipt. So therefore, we started calling them the CVS Grizzlies. Well, the Charlotte Hornets, they weren't much better. There was no LaMelo. They were missing. They had like 8 dudes on the bench. I mean, it was a joke.
Bridges, they're like, he's having a career year. It's like, yeah, there's no one on the team who's going to take shots from him.
We didn't get to Grant Williams and him and Draymond late in the fourth quarter or what happened there.
Can we get into that?
So the Walgreens Hornets is what we were calling them. So the Clippers really not feeling them.
Well, my biggest takeaway after this weekend of Warrior basketball, it's not so much about the game yesterday. It's like there's so many woulda, coulda, shouldas before we even got to this weekend. They should be 5 games clear of where they're at in the standings. They should be in that 4, 5, 6 spot with relative ease. Like, honestly.
Yeah, no doubt.
And it's frustrating as a Warrior fan. Blown leads, self-inflicted wounds with suspensions, not coming around to specific lineup changes early in the year. Whatever the hell is happening at home, Steph Curry is basically alluding, like, in a joking way, hey, maybe we should stay in a hotel for our home games. Like, they've totally flipped what happened last year on the road and this year, and then at home, I don't even know what to describe what's happened.
I don't know.
And so, like, I'm looking at the Warriors right now, and I'm saying to myself, like, if you'd have just won, and I don't think this is a hot take by any stretch, like, you should be 5 games better than where you're at.
No,
just watching the year play out and your lack of cohesion, some of the bad possessions late in games, the situational fouling, missing free throws, again, guys getting themselves suspended. I think there are a lot of reasons like why the Warriors should be kicking themselves for even being in this position.
Now, there are in this position. There's nothing you could do about it. You could flip it, though, with 8 games left. Now, I'm looking at the Kings here. They're up 3 games on the Warriors in the loss column. Kings play the Clippers tomorrow night. Let's see how that goes. I'll be tuned in. Or Warriors will be playing the Mavericks, so I can't watch that game. But they'll play the Clippers Tuesday night. Then they'll go on the road for 4 games. Late season East Coast trip starting in New York City Thursday. Then they play the Celtics on Friday. Then they play the Brooklyn Nets, who, by the way, the Brooklyn Nets, Spinoni, you watch the Lakers. They are
17-0 in the first.
I mean, it was a joke. What's going on in Brooklyn? I mean, it was. But
once again, this NBA season's a little too long.
I don't think it's that. I just think there's some crappy teams. Like, it just. I
mean,
how
many
know.
people do they have injured right now?
It's just, no. Well, people are fraudulating the injury report at this point of the season. You think
there's 8 games left?
If that was a play, like San Antonio, for example, Keldon Johnson's on his bench laughing the whole time.
Yeah, but Victor's playing, so
they're missing Sohan, Keldon Johnson, and Vassell.
I hear you. I mean, and the
those
Warriors,
are double-digit scores.
And the Warriors,
Vassell scored damn near.
Vassell killed
20
them last time. Yeah,
scored 20 a game.
Killed them last time.
So teams are taking. They're in full take mode. The Blazers have lost 2 games by 60-plus points. All these teams are taking. But then the Kings on this road trip, think about their 4 of the next 5. Clippers, Knicks, Celtics, OKC. Then they come back home against the Pelicans. Then they play Phoenix, and then they end the season with Portland. What if they go 2-6? What if they go 2-6?
Well, I said there's about 5 games that look very losable for them. I mean, but again, it's easy for me to say that, but they look losable for them. Like, and that game against the Suns, that could be a huge game. That's why the Warriors have to continue to hold serve and keep surging here, because I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself, what if the Suns fall down? What if the Kings fall down? Lakers go up and you get Suns, Kings, or Kings and Suns.
9-10 game and then the Warriors in a 7-8.
I'd love that. I want to avoid the Lakers.
I think we'd all love the 7-8 seed. We'd all love the 7-8 game. And even if you lost that game, you wouldn't be eliminated. You'll have one more game and you'll have that game at home. So